We have some major breaking news coming in from Manchester United, from Old Trafford on this Tuesday night, in which has been possibly one of the longest sagas so far. And even though the transfer window isn't open yet, it's probably been one of the longest sagas so far. And the season hasn't even been finished, like 2 weeks. But Manchester United have their first midfield signing of the summer transfer window. And the window doesn't open till the 15th of June. But we have our first midfielder signing through the door. And we've got the three famous words from Fabrizio Romano on this Tuesday night that Éderson to Manchester United is here we go. We are paying about 45 million euros for Ederson's services from Atalanta. They've decided to give him a 5-year contract. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. What do you guys think on the contract length? Because he is currently 27 and they've given him a 5-year contract. So that takes him up till the year of 2031. And he's then going to be 32 years of age. So he's signing a 5-year contract. Initially, it's a 4-year contract with an additional further year. We've paid about 45 million euros for him. He's a midfielder. He's 27. He plays in Serie A for Atalanta. The concerns I've got over this deal, he only had 1 year left on his current contract. He only had 1 year left with Atalanta. So we've probably got him at a cheap price. And again, 45 million euros does seem quite steep, in my opinion, for a guy that's got 1 year left on his contract. But of course, we do need to rebuild that midfield. We've got no Casemiro. Manuel Ugarte's future looks like that's going to be very bleak as well. So I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on Éderson. Do you think it will be a good signing? Do you think it will be a bad signing? Do you think this is going to work out for him? He is experienced. He has played Champions League football before for Atalanta. He's one of the best midfield possession players in Serie A. So he keeps hold of the ball very well. He's a deep line midfield tackler as well. So he does win the ball quite a lot back from the opposition as well. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. I want to get your guys' opinions because obviously we know what the midfield rebuild is going to be like this summer. This is midfielder number 1. So this is the first midfield signing out of 3. And I don't expect Éderson just to be the only signing. I think Manchester United will go and get another 2 midfielders. I think the second midfielder we're probably going to go and get is probably Matheus Fernandes out of West Ham United. Again, West Ham have slapped an £80 million price tag for Matheus Fernandes to leave the club. I don't think anybody's going to pay that. I don't think West Ham have got really any right dictating to a player or to other clubs about what they want for their players. There's no way West Ham are going to get 80 million. But I do expect Matheus Fernandes' transfer to Manchester United to get completed quite quickly because I know that's the midfielder that Manchester United want to go for after the Éderson signing. Again, the only thing that concerns me about Éderson, we are buying a player out of Atalanta. We are buying another player out of Atalanta. And if you guys know the history with Atalanta, we bought Rasmus Højlund. We brought Rasmus Højlund out of Atalanta and we all know how that ended up. We all know how badly that went wrong for Rasmus. And it wasn't Rasmus's fault. Again, a lot of this was Ten Hag's doing. He decided to go for Rasmus over Harry Kane. Please drop a follow, tap the screen, would really, really appreciate it. He's an excellent ball carrier, that's all I know. Just hope he ain't like Ugarte, says Daniel. Did we sign him, says Mr. Luke Everington. Yeah, we did sign him. Jugger says we need to sell Delo. No replacement for Casemiro, says Jonathan. I'd go for Anderson, says Jugger. I wouldn't touch Serie A players at the moment. The quality is so bad, says DJ. Still got to give him a chance, says Max O'Connor. So you think Matheus Fernandes to Man United will have a here we go at some point? Yes, I actually do think we'll get a here we go for Matheus Fernandes at some point. Ahmad, who's been decent as well, though. Matt Scott, I'm so happy about, says Mr. Luke Everything. Ahmad needs to go. Do we think he will actually do good, though? No, we wanted Kane. He was given Højlund, says Chris. Wharton was a better fit, says Jonathan. Could be a decent squad depth player. What about Sandro Tonali, says Jamie? Yeah, there's going to be potentially loads of midfielders that Manchester United are going to go for. I don't expect Éderson to be the only guy that we end up with. I think we'll probably try and get Tonali and maybe Mateus Fernandes. Would you guys be happy as a midfield three with Mateus Fernandes, Éderson? You've still got Bruno Fernandes. You've still got Kobe Mainoo. And then you've got Éderson there as well. So the midfield could look quite decent next season if you've got those 5 options. You've got Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo, Éderson. And then you can get Tonali and maybe Mateus Fernandes. Would you guys be happy with that midfield? Would you guys be happy with that midfield? Definitely a depth player, but it's good. We're going to need it for the Champions League. Exactly. Lewis Hall, says Jamie. We have been linked with Lewis Hall today, which is quite interesting. We need Lewis Hall, though, says E. Would you say he's a backup, says James? Not necessarily need three midfielders, left back and a left winger first. Could become a flop, says Jonathan. Would rather have Anderson. Please tap the screen. Please drop me a follow. Would really appreciate it. I really hope it does work out for Éderson because, again, Erik ten Hag decided to go with Harry Kane. No, Harry Kane? Erik ten Hag wanted to go for Rasmus Højlund, but the club advised him we need to go and get Harry Kane. That's the only concern I've got about this player. He's playing for Atalanta. He's playing in Serie A. Serie A is such a slower league. Serie A is a really, really slow league. In the Premier League, it's high pressure, high tempo, free-flowing, attacking football. There's a lot of attacking going on, and there's a lot of defending that goes on in the Premier League as well. If you look at Serie A, it's such a slower league. And again, with what happened with Rasmus, I don't want the same happening for Éderson. This deal has got to work out because we're paying 45 million euros here, which is about 38.9 million. And again, with 1 year left on his contract, do you think that's a good deal? With 1 year left on his contract, do you guys think that's a good deal? Do you think 45 million euros is quite steep? Because to be fair, that's nearly 50 million euros. That's nearly 50 million euros we've paid for one midfield signing already. So Jonathan says it's too much. Who wanted him, Carrick or the director of sport, says Adam. Embuemo needs to kick up the backside. Ahmad does my head in. He's a great value for money, says Armning. It says 37.8 million on Sky Sports. Atletico were going to pay more. Nah, not a bargain. I would rather buy Premier League proven players. He's another Kuna. It's slightly overpriced, but he will be a good squad player, says Gerard. Please tap the screen. Please drop me a follow. Would really appreciate it. He has got loads of Champions League experience. So that's probably why we've brought him in the first place, because there's Champions League experience there. We are going to be playing at Europe's top table next season. So that's probably why they've brought Éderson in, because we've been linked with him for the last 3 or 4 years. And I would have liked to have got him the 3 or 4 years prior to when we've got him now. So has he still got the game left in him? Has he still got that experience left in him? And has he still got that quality? Because he is 27. He is 27. He's been given a 5-year contract. So that takes him up to the age of 32. So he's probably not going to be here in 5 years. And Bruno Fernandes probably won't be here either. So then you've then got another midfield rebuild all over again. So I do think, in my opinion, I do think the contract is a little bit too long, because 5 years is taking him up to 32. And he's probably going to be done at 30, because Casemiro was getting found out in that midfield. The midfield got so slow that he ended up getting caught out. And I don't want that for Éderson, because the game will start catching up with him when it hits like a 3-year period. He's going to be 30 in 3 years, by the way. He's going to be 30 in 3 years. So that's the only concerns that I've got over this deal. He is going to be 30. Again, we have to back him. United in the Champions League is going to be so funny, says Paul. We should have went for Dumfries with that release clause. Delon needs replacing. It's 4 years he has agreed. He has got it in him. Are you kidding? 3 years is enough. Premier League change 3 years is more than enough. Should have been a 3-year contract. Totally agree. It feels attitude stinks. And Mbeumo started the season really well. Would love Alvarez, says Adam. He is 26. What does it mean? He's 30. Bruno is 31. It's likely it's going to be cover and not a long-term replacement. I don't think Ederson's going to be starting in that midfield. I don't think Éderson, for that type of money, is going to be starting in our midfield. I would seriously doubt that Manchester United have brought this player in to start him. I do believe if you're bringing in Éderson, he's going to be a backup off the bench. At 38 million, you're not really going to start him, are you? For 38 million, are you going to start him? Or is he just a backup? Because you've then got Mainu there. You've got Bruno Fernandes there. And then you're also potentially going to have Mateus Fernandes. And hopefully maybe Tonali or maybe Belieber. Like, I'm not sure what the other two midfielders are going to be, because we are going for another two midfielders. And apparently the next guy through the door is going to be Mateus Fernandes of West Ham. Éderson is so good, he'll cook. I'd swap Ahmad for Lacey any day of the week. Do we know anything about him, says Mad Martin, 0007. He is a starter right centre mid. Kuna left wing, says Seb. Mateus Fernandes, like he plays similar to Mainu. I don't think Éderson's going to be starting games for us. I would seriously doubt that he's going to be starting games. I don't think Man United would have paid 38 million to start him. I think we are going to go for two other midfielders, and both of them are going to be ahead of Éderson, which is probably going to frustrate him, because he's probably going to want a lot of first-team football, isn't he? He's going to want to be starting games in that midfield. He's been brought in as one of the midfield replacements for potentially Agate, and obviously Casemiro's no longer here either. So he's not been brought in to start on the bench. He's been brought in to start in that midfield. But if you've got Mateus Fernandes there, and you've got Tonali there, where is Éderson going to fit in? Because are you going to play a midfield three of Bruno Fernandes, Mateus Fernandes, and then Mainu? Or are you going to play midfield of Bruno Fernandes, Mainu, Tonali? Or are you going to play midfield of Fernandes, and then Tonali? Because I would love Elliot Anderson, don't get me wrong. I would love Elliot Anderson at United, but I don't see us chucking 120 million plus on him. I would hate for you guys to be disappointed that you think we're going to get Anderson. I don't think it's going to happen. He says CDM, he's not in Bruno's position. I hope we sign another two midfield. 38 million is a bargain, says Marshall. West Ham want 80 million. No, we ain't paying that for a player that got two teams relegated. If he had more than a year left on his contract, he would have been 60 to 70 million, says Andy. Squad depth is good, says Pac-Man. We need depth in the midfield, says Franco. I'd pay 90 million. How much is Adam Wharton? I don't think we're going to get Adam Wharton either. I don't think we're going to get Adam Wharton at all. I don't think we're going to get Adam Wharton. I think he's going to end up at Liverpool, in my opinion. I think he's going to end up at Liverpool. If you're looking at Tonali, you're probably looking at 80, 90 million for Tonali. I think Tonali is going to be our midfield signing. I think Tonali will be that standout midfield signing we're going to go and get. I'd love Lewis Hall. Mateus Fernandes says Henry. Yeah, potentially that's going to be next. Belieber was the first choice, says Jonathan. Get Belieber in. Apparently we may not be looking at Belieber. Apparently the Belieber rumours have massively died down lately, and apparently according to United journalists, United have kind of backed off that deal a little bit. But I still think they potentially might go for Belieber if they can get him at a cheaper price. But I still think Brighton are going to want stupid money. If Brighton are going to ask 80, 90 million for Belieber, I would rather go and spend that on Tonali. He's got plenty of European experience and Champions League experience. And if you drop him in that midfield three, you've got Tonali, Mainu and Bruno Fernandes. But then again, you've then got Mateus Fernandes, because Mateus Fernandes is going to be next. I think Mateus Fernandes is going to be next. People are saying Tchouaméni. He's 70 million max because of the experience, says Callum. Please drop those follows, tap the screen, would really appreciate it. Do you think Konate and Dumfries are going to be good duo at Real Madrid? Rafael Leao to Man United, says Felix. We are starting to see a lot of rumours now. Obviously, Tonali's been linked with us. Dumfries has gone to Real Madrid. You've also got Konate is going to Real Madrid as well. Why does bro sound like Goldbridge for so much? Rate out of 10, Éderson, Fernandes, Scott and Lewis Hall. Again, we are being linked with Alex Scott today. We've been massively linked with Lewis Hall, and apparently that's probably the left back we're going to go for. And I would be really happy with Lewis Hall. I think Lewis Hall would be the ideal left back, and he's only 23, isn't he? Going on to 24. So that would give you long-term longevity at left back, and it would be a lot more secure where you've got us playing 3 or 4 games a week now next season as well. I'll take Tonali over Anderson. Tonali has been consistent season after season, says Marshall. Lewis Hall is a massive signing, to be honest. Shaw can't play left back next season, and Dorgu isn't a left back in a 4. Calvin Phillips had a good first season, and look at him now. I'll take Anderson as the main one, Éderson and maybe Fernandes as backups. Tomorrow, I'd rather bring a left back than a left winger. Hopefully Greenwood moves as we have a decent sell-on clause. Exactly. Do you think we will get Osman? I don't think we're getting Osman out of Galatasaray. They are going to want stupid money, and I don't think United are going to go anywhere near Osman. And what he's going to want a week, we're probably talking 300 to 400k a week, and he's probably already on that at Galatasaray. And I think Man United need to steer clear of that ship pretty quickly. Carrick likes the PSG type of midfield setup. He said it himself. Don't get me wrong, I want Éderson to work, but I don't think he's starting. If you're bringing in Éderson, there's no way you're going to start him. You might start him in the Champions League games because he has got Champions League experience there, but are you going to start him in the Premier League? Are you going to start him in the Premier League if you've then got Tonali there, and you've also got Mateus Fernandes, and then you've got Bruno, and then you've got Mainu? Are you really not going to start those 4 ahead of Éderson? That's the big thing here. You're going to have so many midfield choices, which is going to help for freshening the team up because you've got the FA Cup, you've got the Carabao Cup, obviously you've got the Champions League and the Premier League as well. So it does help freshen the team up. It does keep the team fit, and Carrick will be able to rotate the team as well. You need to give the boy a chance, says Liam. Is Éderson really that good? Hear me out. United should sell Xerxes for a good price and then sign an older backup striker for Sesko. We will miss Casemiro's goal threat. He might get into form where he picks himself. Rotation will obviously be key. Exactly. What do you say to the fact that Man United fans are as stupid as Arsenal fans? I completely disagree that I don't think Man United fans are stupid. We're just an honest fan base. Lamens, Delo, Yoro, Heaven, Hall, Mainu, Fernandes, Bruno, Embuemo, Sesko, Kuna. It is a good team. It is a good team. He's class for a free option, says Kobe. Opinions on Undaff Stuttgart. He's had a really good season. I think he's just signed a new contract. What do you think of Éderson, says Patrick. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of Serie A football. I don't watch a lot of Serie A football. I don't watch a lot of it. I'm going to be really honest here. I don't watch a lot of Serie A football. I don't watch Atalanta. I don't watch Serie A. I haven't watched any of that football this season. So I don't really know what Éderson's like as a player. Until you get him in the team, you're not really going to know, is he going to fit in this team? Is it going to work out for him? And is he going to be that midfielder that's going to be glued to everything? That's the only thing I would say about it. Guys, every signing is a risk, says Zlatan. That is true. Has to be the third, otherwise what are we doing? We need Tonali and Scott and Fernandes, says Rowan. Then stop judging Éderson, you never watched him. Did you reckon United should sell one of their centre-backs this summer? I feel like we got a bit of an excesses. Not even in the Brazil squad, says AJ. That's a good point. He's not even in the Brazil squad. Hopefully it turns out to be a good transfer. He's got most tackle in Serie A 2 seasons ago. He looks good at duels, but not too comfortable when on the ball. I'm not judging the guy. Like, I don't watch Serie A football. I'm not judging the guy. But I don't know what his style of play is. I don't know what type of player is because I don't watch Serie A football. That doesn't mean I'm judging on him as a player. I just don't watch Serie A football. I don't watch him in that Atalanta team, so I wouldn't know what type of player we're getting. I'm just expressing how I feel about this deal that's been agreed on this Tuesday night. That's what we're here to discuss. I'm not being negative. I just don't watch Serie A football. I don't know what type of midfield the guy actually is, so I wouldn't know, in my opinion. You can buy R9 and he flops in your team. Let's see what he does. I'm sure they looked at him, says Zlatan. Adam Wharton isn't, or Gibbs White isn't in the England team. Yeah, again, that's quite controversial. I watched a lot of Serie A and it is one of the worst midfielders in the league, says Tyler. I'm not happy with this transfer, to be fair. Are we better than are we better than scouts? If he's similar to Fred, it will be all right for him. He's a holding DM. João Gomez would have been better, cheaper, and Premier League proven. Do you think 45 million euros is a good enough deal? Do you think Carrick will trust Heaven in Euro next season? I think Carrick will trust Heaven. I think he will trust Euro because I think obviously they are getting game time under him. Unless signing, but a good useless signing, but a good backup, says Jack. Who would you like to bring in realistically? If I could bring in more midfielders, it would be Tonali and Mateus Fernandes, and I think that midfield should be okay. I think the midfield will be all right if you're bringing in a player like Tonali and Fernandes. Their Premier League experience. You've got European experience with Tonali because he's played a lot of times in the Champions League as well. So there's Premier League and European experience there that you can add into that midfield. We're back playing Champions League football, and then you can rotate the team because if you've got Bruno Fernandes and Mainu, and then you've got Tonali, you've got Éderson, and then you've got Mateus Fernandes, you've got 5 midfielders there battling for 3 positions. So you could rotate that team in terms of like the cup competitions, like the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Champions League. You've got the Premier League as well, so that midfield would be pretty fresh. Edson's Buns Bro, sack Wilcox ASAP. We need overlapping fullbacks. Our style demands it. Let's create more from wide areas. I think it's poor and it shows the lack of ambition with the Maguire contract extension. I think it's useless bringing in this guy, and then most of the people will sign that's not Premier League prove or Prem awful. What do you think of? That's the Southampton player, Shea Charles, isn't it? Again, it depends what type of players Man United are looking at for the wing position. I think it's useless bringing this guy in. Most of the people we sign that's not from Prem are awful. Do you think 45 million euros is a good deal? Geez, I bet all these people are fun at parties. Is he replacing Casemiro? I don't know who's replacing Casemiro, but apparently it's going to be one of the big name signing midfielders that we're going to go for that are going to be the Casemiro replacement. I just don't know who it's going to be. If you could bring in only 4 players, who would you bring in? If I could bring 4 players in, it would be the midfield 3, and I would probably go for the left back. I think that for me, those 4 positions are probably the most important, in my opinion, because you've got a complete midfield rebuild. And I think if you bring in Lewis Hall from Newcastle, I think that's going to be a really, really good deal. I would love to get Lewis Hall from Newcastle, but I think Newcastle are going to want 50, 60, 70 million plus. 100%, I can't stand Shaw at left back. Please drop me a follow, tap the screen, would really appreciate it. Tonali replaces Casemiro, says Kobe. We think we're playing FIFA, lots of competition for players. Guys, we have clubs ahead of us, says Zlatan. Again, that is very, very true. We do have clubs ahead of us, but it has been a long 2 weeks for this deal. Like, we've been trying to get this deal done for 2 weeks. I don't know why we couldn't have got this deal done last week. I know Atalanta have just brought in a new sporting director, and haven't they just brought in a new manager as well? So that's probably why the deal has taken a little bit more of a time period than what it probably was expecting, because it has been 2 weeks to get this deal done. That's all I'm going to say on it. It did take 2 weeks to get this deal done. Hey, Mr. Ripking, we will get Hall in next, says Kobe. I think the next signing is going to be Mateus Fernandes. I think the next midfield signing is going to be Mateus Fernandes, and I think Man United will get him out of West Ham. But there's no way West Ham can be demanding 80 million. You're a championship club. You got relegated. I just don't see how anyone is going to be paying 80 million. I think that is absolutely stupid. I'm happy with Éderson as long as we get 2 even better midfielders. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. What do you think of the deal? I'm not sure about it, says Jake. West Ham need to chill, says Mr. Ripking. Is this guy actually decent, says Shuddy. 50 million max of Fernandes, says AJ. I think we will get Tonali. I would love Tonali, and I would love Mateus Fernandes and Lewis Hall. If that could be your first 4 signings, and then you go and get a backup goalkeeper, that would be 5. If you could then go and get a winger, that's 6. If you can get a decent striker, that's 7 signings. We are looking between 5 and 7 signings this summer, but I think we'll probably get 5 or 6, potentially. Well, it will drag till the last weeks then because we are not paying 80 million. Well, we got him for 40 from Southampton. I think we should get 60, 65. There's no way West Ham are getting 60, 65 million. There is no way. I don't think West Ham have got no right demanding that money. Would you take Morgan Gibbs-White from Forest? Where would he get in the team? Éderson made 2 4 passes last season. He's like Mount. There's no one really. No one's really watched Éderson. What do you think of Rafael Leao rumours? Leao is only going to happen if we can get rid of Rashford. That's the only thing I'd say about Leao. But bring back the goalkeeper that was out on loan. He'll do as a backup. Apparently, VTech's getting sold, by the way. I'm not skipping your comments, Tyler. What comment did I skip? Because I swear I answered it. What comment was it? I do apologise if I have missed it. What comment? I watched a lot of Serie A. Éderson, one of the worst midfielders. What question? I've watched a lot of Serie A. What was your question? Your question hasn't come through. Right, so where are we? You mean trying to buy the league? What? Bring back the goalkeeper. If you haven't seen him play this season, you clearly would be getting value for money. How much did we spend? We spent 45 million euros. We didn't expect to get Casemiro that summer. I think it'll be the same with Tonali. Onana's coming back, says Aaron. Onana's return is about to be legendary. Where would he get in a team? He's scored more goals than any other English Prem player, says Lee. How much did we pay for it? About 80. I know you said 85 million euros, and I was about to say, if we're paying that, what we doing? We paid 45 million euros, which is about 38 million pounds. Thank you for the heart me as well. Where do you think Casemiro will go? He's going to Inter Miami, according to Romano. Anderson, Mateus Fernandes, and Éderson, it's perfect. What happened to the Tchouaméni leaks? Apparently Tchouaméni is going to stay at Real Madrid. They don't want to let him go. 2026-7 season league is ours. I'm an Atalanta fan. He's world class. Trust, says Simo. Éderson, Fernandes, Tonali, Hall, Schlotterbeck, Lewandowski on a free. Schlotterbeck has just signed a new contract, so that's not going to happen. Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White playing together would be fire. Should we sell De Ligt? Too many injuries. Will we regret not getting Iriola? I don't know. They're trusting Carrick, and Carrick's got to get it right. Would you like Tonali? Yeah, I would like Tonali. Why is everyone hating on the new signing? Give the guy a chance. Anderson says Taylin. I don't think anybody's hating on him. It's just a risk paying 38 million for 1 year left on his contract. I don't think a lot of us watch Serie A football. I'm not hating on the player. He's one of the new midfield recruits that Man United wanted to bring in. He's been on their radar for the last 3 to 4 years, but I don't think hardly anybody watches Serie A football. I don't think a lot of people watch it, to be honest. And I think we don't really know what type of player we're getting until we know what type of player he is when he starts playing. To be fair, it's not that deep, the signing, because he will be the third midfield. Exactly. Completely agree. He's class trust. He's not Prem proven. Have they brought Éderson? Yes, they have brought Éderson. 45 million euros, which is about 38 million. He has been given a 5-year contract, though. He has been given a 5-year contract. And again, the only thing I would say about this 5-year contract, he's going to be 32 in 5 years. He is going to be 32 in 5 years. He's already 27. So potentially Éderson and Bruno Fernandes probably won't be here in the next 5 years at this club. So you'd then have to rebuild the midfield all over again. Who would you be your top 5 signings to be in the summer, says Andy? Obviously Éderson, Mateus Fernandes, Tonali, Lewis Hall, and then I would probably go and get a striker. You're talking like 32 is bad. Modric killing it at 40. That's true. Bro, if we have Bruno when he's 38, we're balling from Anderson to Éderson. AJ, we won Europa League thanks to him back in 24. Without him, we wouldn't have won. We need Belieber, says Science. Good top 5, bro, says Latan. Please drop me a follow. Please tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Like, I don't know what his style of play is, like, because I don't watch Serie A football. Mate, we need a left winger, says Archie. Yeah, we do need a left winger. But do you need a left winger if you're going to get Lewis Hall at left back? Are you then going to use Dorgu on the left as a left winger? Even though we all probably don't think Dorgu is a left winger. Because if you get Lewis Hall, Luke Shaw's not going to be in that team. But then you could use Dorgu on that left wing. But then are you going to bench Dorgu for Lewis Hall and then have a new left winger on the left wing. I must have a feeling we will sign Lewandowski on a free at the end of the window. Dorgu can play left wing, that's true. 80 million is too much expensive for Mateus Fernandes, says Santa. We're not paying 80 million. No one near is going to pay that. No one's paying 80 million for Mateus Fernandes. West Ham can keep dreaming and blowing their bubble machine off. They might as well go to Home Bargains, buy a load of bubble bath and start running a bubble bath, because there's no way West Ham United are getting 80 million. Absolutely no chance. They will probably get 50 plus, and that's going to be it. I don't know how West Ham can demand 80 million. They're in the Championship for a reason. They got relegated because they were shit. There's no way anyone's paying that. No way anyone's paying that. We have a lot of games. We need depth. Let's not forget some players are leaving. Exactly, which will help for more money, more income. If I'm being honest, 40 million is a scam. He only had a year left on his contract. Exactly. I think we need a centre-back and a right-back, left-back, 3 midfielders, a striker. Our full-backs are no good for Europe. So you're potentially looking at 9 signings then, because you've said centre-back, right-back, left-back, 3 midfielders, a striker, and you're saying 2 full-backs. So I actually would agree with you. I actually would agree. I've said at the end of the season against Brighton, we need 8-9 signings. So I actually would agree with you. I think you've got it absolutely bang on. I think we need those positions. I completely agree. I think we need 9 signings. But again, that probably ain't going to happen. We'll probably get 6 or maybe 7. See what I did there? 6, 7. See what I did there? No way we're getting more than 5 in this window. I think Semenyo deserved signing of the season. I saw rumours about Mateta. Do you believe that? I wouldn't go near Mateta because he's got a bad injury record and that knee injury is a problem. When we're going to go with... I saw rumours about Mateta. We are going to get Lewis Hall as if he wants a chance to be called for England for future. I'm really not sure about Éderson. Like, who is this, says Cole. You got blocked for that, says Blood Moon G. I mean, we will make 6 signings, I think. Stop. Yeah, can people please stop spamming in the live chat, please? Like, please, people stop spamming. Because it does get really, really annoying. Out of respect, just please stop spamming. We should have sell Agate and then sign Tonali, says Leon. Yeah, mate, if you wanna block, go right ahead. We should sign Mbappe for a backup. Is Éderson an elite player? I'm not 100% sure. We should have said... apparently, we are going to sell Agate. Apparently, Agate is on his way to Galatasaray, but that deal has gone quite quiet, so I don't know what's happening with Agate. I really like that player in the left wing. I can't pronounce his name. Is Éderson an elite player? I'm not sure. Shit signing, says TMC. Agate to Turkey, says AJ. Lewandowski is heavily linked with Fenerbahce. Sorry to ruin things for people. Yeah, Lewandowski is linked with Fenerbahce. But then again, if you need an experienced striker, he is there on a free. So I wouldn't rule out Man United doing something completely wide of the mark and wide of the bench and getting him on a free as a backup striker to coach Sesko. That wouldn't surprise me. Chido, wow, glad someone mentioned him. I wonder if he will play a part. Why do all the fans no longer believe in Agate? Because Agate isn't any good, mate. He isn't any good, I'm afraid. Not much of a different signing from Agate. Yeah, please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Any rumours for Rashford? Well, apparently Barcelona don't want to pay 26 million. They want to pay about 13. They want to pay 13 million for Marcus Rashford, Barcelona, but yet they've gone and spent, was it 70 or 80 on Anthony Gordon? But apparently they're moaning that Rashford's expensive, and it's like, hang on a minute, you've just gone and spent 70 to 80 on Anthony Gordon. Like, make that make any sense? Like, seriously. Dusan Vlahovic would be a decent player on a free, but he is 33. That's the only concern with Vlahovic is his age. Coach Sesko, like, there are no striker coaches. We're only top teams yet to sign 100 million players. Might as well keep Rashford. Shocking friend from them. Rashford's better. He's mid and his wages are massive. Agate lost focus. He kept leaving us wide open, also making petty mistakes. Not a bad player, though. People hating on Éderson need to watch him play. His quality. Victor Osimhen. Yeah, Victor Osimhen ain't even Galatasaray. I don't know. Rashford was fooled by Barcelona. Yeah, Rashford was basically led up the garden path. The problem with Marcus Rashford, he probably doesn't want to lower his wage. That's the problem here. Vlahovic is 26, but Vlahovic does pick up a lot of injuries. That's the only thing I would say with Vlahovic. He does pick up a lot of injuries, but Juve are letting him go on a free. So that might not be a bad option, thinking about it logically. Isn't Rashford linked with Bayern and Spurs? Yeah, he is now being linked. I don't think Marcus Rashford is going to be playing Premier League football. There's no way Man United are letting this guy back. They don't want him in the team, and he's not going to get picked. They want Rashford gone. It's the same with Onana. Even though his loan move's finished, they are trying to get him out. So that's a good thing. At least they're trying to sort these players out and to get them gone. If Rashford's going to go on loan, there has to be an obligation in the deal where he goes to that club and that club are going to have to buy him no matter what they say. We have to put an obligation in Rashford's contract for whatever club buy him that they have to purchase him at the end of his loan move. No bullshit, no excuses, nothing. Mateta would be the best option, Premier League proven, but Mateta does have this knee injury. Imagine Rashi at Spurs. Would rather have Lewandowski on a free. He's going to go to Villa, says Carlo. What happened to Diamande? Dream Summer, Areola, Hall, Éderson, Fernandes, Anderson, Mateta. I think we need to part the Elliot Anderson stuff. I think we seriously need to part this Elliot Anderson stuff. He isn't going to come to Man United. He is going to end up at Manchester City. And then what that's going to mean, I think potentially Real Madrid are going to go for Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea. Then hear me out on this. They'll go for Enzo Fernandez, and then the door to Tchouaméni is going to open up. Do not be surprised if we're sat here in a few weeks talking about a Tchouaméni signing. That's all I'm going to say. It's here we go on Éderson. Yeah, it is. Please drop a follow. Tap the screen. Thought so, because I know we've been linked to Leao, so Rashford wouldn't even play. Exactly. Heard Carrick wants Sandro Tonali. I've heard that as well. Off topic, but are we all worried about Liverpool next season? I think a lot of clubs are getting worried because everybody potentially is on a new manager. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Fulham. Like, there's so many clubs in the Prem who have got new managers. I think next season's going to be bonkers. Would happily take Tchouaméni, says James. Yep, so would I. Adam Wharton is more proven in the English Prem. Exactly, but he's off to Liverpool. Kanate is mid. You have a point with Tchouaméni. I think the same, mate. You heard Rashford is coming back for pre-season. Fatina would be a great shout. Excellent work rate in that Champions League final. I like Fatina. I like João Neves, but good luck getting him out of PSG. But I do like the ambition. I do love the ambition where you're going with that. I would love Fatina. I would love João Neves, but good luck getting him out of PSG. Can't get rid of Rashford and get Rafael Leao. And we have a 45% chance of winning the Prem. Do you think we'll actually challenge next season? If we get... Right, hear me out on this. If we get 6 or 7 signings and we win the Carabao Cup, we win the FA Cup, and we get top 4, are we happy with that season? Are we happy? Top 4, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League football. I'd even take Fabian Ruiz and PSG. Arsenal is the only club in the top 4 with continuity. Everyone else with new bosses. Jack says, yeah, after this season, 6 or 7 signings. We ain't doing the cup double, says Callum. Goncalo Ramos is no longer used at PSG. Maybe he could be an option. I don't want Ramos from PSG. I really don't rate the guy. What about a left back? Yeah, I think we will get 2, top 2, but the long term isn't going to be good with Carrick. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, says James. Ramos is, yeah, I would actually agree with that. I'm okay with it, but I'd be happy if we get 2nd place. Yeah, please tap the screen. Drop me a follow. Would really appreciate. Éderson is hopeless, says Soldier. Diego Leon says PK00. Too much negativity from the fans. I don't think we're being negative. I think we're just looking at long-term. We are looking at long-term solutions. I'd sign Mitrovic for a season. He's Prem proven, not bad for a backup and a mentor for Sesko. I wouldn't want Mitrovic at United. He wouldn't be the striker I would like to go for. We should sign Michael Coyote from Brentford. It says 6%. I would love Coyote at United. The real user says keeper bench. What's going on with Kone? Kone's going to start on loan, I think. I think we should also ship out De Ligt because his injuries are too much. If Éderson is third midfield, very excited. If he ends up being the second midfield, it's worrying. Yeah, exactly. Victor Osimhen is a chance. Lewandowski on a free. We're forgetting if JJ Gabriel can play for the first team next season. Do you know what? Again, you've made some very good points here. I want to get your name right. How do you pronounce this? I'm going to call you C.H. Hursty. You've made 2 good points. We may not need to get a left winger because if JJ Gabriel is playing first team football next season, that left wing might get solved. We might not need a left winger. Maybe this is why United aren't going to go and get a winger, because they're going to go and get Lewis Hall. You're going to have Luke Shaw off the bench, and then you're going to have JJ Gabriel as that left winger to maybe integrate with Matheus Cunha. Maybe that left wing doesn't need sorting. And you've got Patrick Dorgu there as well. So that might, you never know. Plus Patrick Dorgu on the wing, says Dylan. I think it's too soon for JJ, says Martin. Trusting a 16-year-old, is that crazy? We're doing absolutely everything we can to keep JJ. Exactly. We are doing absolute everything to keep JJ Gabriel. JJ Gabriel is a player in the under-21s who's absolutely flying. Like, that United see massive potential with this kid. Never too soon. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Cunha, Dorgu and JJ looks a very strong left. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Now we need Anderson, Mateus Fernandes, Hall, Coyote and a striker. Academy should cover the rest. Is JJ Gabriel getting involved in pre-season? Yes, he is. Way too soon for JJ, and I think he's more of a 10. Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid. We're not getting Vinny out of Real Madrid. Good luck with that happening. How much does JJ cost? I know he said JJ the jet plane then. That used to be very good back in the JJ jet. Oh, I can't. JJ the jet plane used to be very good back in the day. Look at your Malik 16. Exactly. Onana is back, says Martin, but Onana is trying to get a move out of the club. Back in the JJ. Yeah, exactly. See what I did there. See what I did there. Back in the JJ. Very, very good. You won't want to burn him out. I think another season under 21s with a handful of first-team appearances. Yeah, FA Cup, Carabao Cup fixtures. Maybe the odd Champions League appearance. Shea Lacey will have a decent season. Maybe Man United should give Cheetah, Obi and Martin a chance. What's the story of Rashford? Rashford's loan at Barcelona has ended, but Man United want rid of him. Man United do not want Rashford and Onana back in that squad. West Ham wants 70 to 80 million. No one's paying that. West Ham can keep dreaming. West Ham, whatever West Ham are smoking, I know they're blowing bubbles quite a lot, but whatever they're blowing right now, they must be absolutely stupid. They are not getting 70 to 80 million for Mateus Fernandes. They can keep fucking dreaming. I mean, Yamal and Dalman started playing young when they were given the chance. Dorgu will claim the left wing spot next season. He was unreal before his leg injury. Obi as a backup won't be bad. Do you reckon we'll end up bringing a sub-keeper? Yes, I do. I think there's going to be plenty of people that we're going to be in and out this club. I heard we are linked with Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall looks positive, by the way. Lewis Hall does look positive. But what are your guys' thoughts on Éderson? If you're going to give this a signing out of 10, what are you going to give it? If you're going to give this a signing out of 10, what are you going to give it? Because I'm going to give it a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give it... Oh, God. See what I've done? 6, 7. I've literally just let myself in for that one. That's what she said. Unpopular opinion. I think Shea Lacey should go out on loan. I mean, if anyone plays 8 million for a half-decent player, it's Man United. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. You know JJ could just be a fumble, though, so we have to look out for that. We must keep Ahmad. Everyone's saying Ahmad out are silly. La Frappe de Plata has said 8. Mr. Luke Everton says 9. Hamza says 7. I like the sound of Ramsdale as a backup goalkeeper. No, I don't want an Arsenal reject near Man United. No, thank you. How much did we pay for Éderson? It's about 38 million, but it's 45 million euros. Dorgu can't finish. We need a goal-scoring left winger. He's so good and plays our style play. Who do you think the main Casemiro replacement will be? I think it'll be Tonali. If he's a third midfielder, 9 out of 10. If he's second, 5 out of 10. I'll take him over Agate. He won't be watched him live. He's unreal. I'd give it a 7. Even if he doesn't start, it's good enough squad depth. Cheap, good price, says Kyle. What about Baliba? What about Liao? We're only going to get Liao. We're only going to get Liao if we get rid of Rashford. That's the only way we're getting Liao. They've got to get rid of Rashford first before we even go near Liao. And I think AC Milan are going to want 60, 70 million at least. And I don't think United will go anywhere near that. Tonali's to come now. He will start. I would love Tonali. That would be my signing of the summer. If we got Tonali out of Newcastle, that for me would be the signing of the summer. I would love Tonali in a United shirt. I like the idea of Aurier as a backup, available cheap, and used to being backup at PSG, so elite. Dorgu fits Aaron's wing back perfectly, but he's more of a winger. Why have we signed Van Éderson for fuck's sake, says Taylor. Do you think we can win the league next season? I don't think we're winning the league. There's no way we're winning the league. Send Rashford off. Anderson idle is Rooney. Pepper's left City. Why would he not join us? Liao, hell no, says Catchy, my fade. Dorgu's better than Liao. Barcola, good luck getting him out of PSG. Is it just me who doesn't like the sound of Tchouaméni? Anderson's idle is Rooney. Pepper's left. Will be interested to the other midfielders. 100 million for Tonali. Tonali would be a 10 out of 10. Sandro Elliott says Brandon. Who are we playing at centre-back? Well, it won't be De Ligt. Do not be surprised if the starting centre-backs next season is Harry Maguire and potentially Lisandro Martinez, or it could be Yoro in heaven, or it could be Yoro or Martinez. It could be Yoro Maguire, or Maguire Yoro, or Maguire Martinez. So there's, again, plenty of midfield options there. Midfield, centre-back. I got the midfield on the mind. Real Madrid won't let him go. Real Madrid will not let Tchouaméni go unless they get Enzo Fernandez out of Chelsea. They'll only let him go if Tchouaméni is surplus to requirements. Because if you get an Enzo Fernandez and you're paying big money, and they say to Tchouaméni, you can go, United will act. United will act. I'd like Gibbs White. Hot take, but short, is going to fall apart next season with no international football to motivate him. People are saying Reinders from Man City. I mean, we need to step away from Anderson. No point wasting time. I'd say get rid of Martinez. When does De Ligt even come back? De Ligt's had back surgery. He's out for another 6 months. Annoyingly. I doubt Chelsea will even let him leave for peanuts. I get Lewis Hoyne, says Kyle. I like Martinez, says Gary. Please, everybody, drop a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Do you think... I nearly said Anderson then. Do you guys think Ederson's going to work out? Do you guys think Ederson's going to work out? Is he going to start? Is this career move going to work? And is he going to be that midfielder who's going to take us to the next level? Anderson won't work out. Lando Norris won, who's one of my moderators, absolute legend, has said no. We lost Lindelof and we gained a De Ligt. Hall could easily be one of the best left backs in Europe. I was at the Milan-Atalanta game this season. Watched Ederson closely. He's class, I promise. Zero, my squad player. I hope so. If he ends up like Fred, I won't even mind that either. Yeah, can we please stop spamming in the live chat as well? Like, I am reading your comments. So, like, please don't spam the live chat. Would be greatly appreciated. But I have read your comment. Xerxes all over again. Definitely says 6%. If he turns out to be another Xerxes, we're in big trouble here. And we have been mugged off by Serie A. Like, we got mugged off by Rasmus. We got mugged off by Xerxes. And potentially we could get mugged off again by Éderson. And if we get mugged off again, we are going to be left with egg on our face. And it's going to look really, really stupid. Ederson is going to be still as a third choice. Xerxes is the GOAT. De Ligt isn't out for another 6 months. But he has had to have back surgery. I swear he's out for like another 6 months. He's pretty much like Casemiro. Tall, Brazilian. Wins headers. Come on, give the guy a chance. I am giving the guy a chance, but I hope it works out. Shaw can't play 2 games per week with UEFA Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup. He won't deliver. Is it confirmed, says Junks? Yeah, we have got the here we go from Romano. We've got the famous 3 words. I'm saying it's something about the Italian league. De Ligt is a future captain. I mean, let's see. He could be good. It's such a risk signing. I would agree. You going to be live tomorrow? Yeah, because we're playing the new F1 26 season pack tomorrow. So we will definitely be live tomorrow night. Looking forward to playing that. Hot take, Aiden Heaven should be one of our starting centre-backs. We need 6 good players in, and we need to get rid of the deadwood as well. I can't believe you've paid 38 million on this 27-year-old player. Do you know what? I am going to pin your comment, because I do agree. He is 27. We've paid 38 million, and he's been given a 5-year contract. And he's going to be 32 in 5 years. That's the only thing that concerns me. He's going to be 32 in 5 years and they've given him a 5-year deal. So in 3 years, he's probably going to be knackered. That's the only thing I would say. He's 27, but 5-year deal. He's going to be 32 in 5 years. 1 year left on his contract. Money, a team like Man United, 35 million is nothing, says Brooklyn. That's true. Casemiro class at 34. Yeah. Is it already here we go? Yeah, it is here we go. De Ligt's going to be ready in the starting phase of the season. Either 40 million for a player that is in his prime or 85 million for Mateus Fernandes. He could be a good player though. Same age as Mbappe. We're not... Right, I want to confirm something about Mateus Fernandes right here, right now. I need to confirm something about Mateus Fernandes. No club is paying 80 million. No club is paying 85 million. West Ham have got no right dictating to other clubs how much they want for that player. They're in the Championship for a reason. They're shit. They got relegated. They were crap. Nuno got them relegated. They're playing teams like Lincoln, Cardiff and Bolton next season in the Championship. Mateus Fernandes wants out of West Ham. He doesn't want to be there anymore. And if West Ham think they're going to get 80, 85 million, that bubble machine is probably on overdrive, thinking, oh, look how many bubble machines we can get if we get 85 million. Look at all the bubble machines. We could put bubble machines on every single seat if we get 85 million. They're not getting that. They're nowhere near getting that. He's not a good enough season. He's still very, very young. Bruno's going to leave at some point. West Ham is taking a piss. Apparently, we have about 250 million to spend. And that's even without... Well, where's your comment? Even without outgoings, yeah. I just feel agents are waiting until after World Cup. This window is still cold. West Ham think they can dictate. They can't. He'll push for the move himself. Exactly. Do we bring Palmer in if Bruno leaves? Potentially. It's a good shout. Fernandes is 50 million less. So we also getting another goalie. We're only getting a backup because Beyinder's going to go. Tom Heaton has signed another new contract. God knows why Tom Heaton's here. Does it even play? Do you think we should go for experienced striker or someone like Osman? We're not getting Osman out of Galatasaray. I like the guy. I like Osman as a player, but there's no way we're getting him. I like the ambition, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Also got to remember we're saving 60 million this year on Casemiro's contract. VTech for backup. Yeah, I've got some bad news about VTech. Do you know VTech's getting sold? VTech is being sold in the summer. VTech is getting sold. Onana's being shifted out, and so is Beyinder, and that money will bring in a goalkeeper. But that could be a mistake. There's Championship for a reason, so why they want nearly 100 million? What happens to us? Look at Tchouameni. Where do you think United we finish next season? I'm going to go top 4, potentially second. We'll have competition for Fernandes, Arsenal and PSG. Look at him. Hopefully Agent Bruno gets him. Tom Heaton is here to comply with homegrown. Where did you see the VTech news? Reporters on Twitter. A lot of United reporters are saying VTech's going in the summer. He's going to get sold. United don't want him in the team. Tom Heaton, what a freeloader. Hot take, the most talented youngster is Aiden Heaven by far. World-class potential. I can see all the news of Leao and Rodgers, but I'd rather just pay Rashford's wages. Second spot is Arsenal's, though. For how much? I don't know how much VTech's getting sold for, but we're looking at 5, 6, 8 million max, apparently. I don't think we're going to... Rashford's going to go. Morgan Rodgers looks like he's going to Arsenal, by the way. Morgan Rodgers is going to go to Arsenal, where they've got Eze on the wing, Saka on the wing, Gyökeres up front. Where the hell does Morgan Rodgers fit in at Arsenal? I think we should go for Mallorca's striker. He'd bring good experience. Osman leaves Turkey. Ultra would get bombed. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you're probably right. Next season, we're going to be in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Is VTech definitely going really bad? If so, yeah, apparently VTech's going. VTech apparently is going in the summer. United don't want him around. They want to bring in a goalkeeper. So that's why Onana, Beyinder and him are going. So they've got Tom Heaton, Lemens, and they want a backup goalkeeper. But we don't know who that goalkeeper is going to be. It's probably going to be someone really, really shit. But I don't know who it'll be. First on the team sheet will be Rodgers. Yeah, please drop a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. We're not going to be live for much longer. We'll probably do about another 4 or 5 minutes and then I'm going to get off. We did this before with Henderson. Trossard and Martinelli probably finished in Arsenal. There'll be space for Rodgers. Exactly. Sam Johnston. VTech is so good, man. Oh my God. By prediction, we're going to win the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and we might challenge for the title. Rodgers, Gyökeres and Saka probably. Backup goalkeeper would be good. I'd be Brighton's goalkeeper. We need Mitchell from left back from Crystal Palace. Apparently, we're looking at Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall looks like that might happen. What do you think about Lewandowski as a backup? I would do Lewandowski on a backup, but I don't think United want to do that deal. Because isn't he like 38 now? Isn't Lewandowski like 38? 40 million for Rashi, 30 million for Onana. Luke Shawley's probably like 25 or retires. Chelsea is not going to let anyone go. The only player Chelsea are going to let go is going to be Enzo Fernandez because he doesn't want to be there anymore. Malik Juh from West Ham, but then again, they would want really, really big money. Thank you for the 14 roses, by the way. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the 14 roses. Thank you for the follow as well. Too old and wages are too much for Lewandowski. It sends a bad message. He's too old. Lewandowski is 37. I think we need Hall next. Yeah, I think we need Lewis Hall. They already want Garnacho gone too. The fact that Mateus Fernandes deal to Manu. Who is this guy? I mean, I want an honest answer, and I want a yes/no answer, and I want everybody to answer this in a live chat. Is it going to work out, yes or no? Is he going to be the starting midfielder, or is he going to be the third choice? Dylan says yes. It's Colin says no. Undaf from Stuttgart is good. Second highest goal scorer in Bundesliga last season. I just want a yes/no answer. Is it going to work out? A lot of people are saying no. Starting yes. Sadly no. Yes says Rock. No third choice. No, he is not the man. Yes says Hamza. I think it will be. Reckon we'll get Mateus Fernandes and Alex Scott. Third choice depending on whatever DM we get. Bench it will work out. A good signing would be Ollie Watkins. Says come on, everyone please drop a follow, tap the screen. We're going to be live for about 3 more minutes. I want Matty Cash. Bench player 2 option. He'll go behind Mainu, says Rian. He'll be back when everyone is hyping him up. We need to do something with Mason. He's one of the best players at the club. I think Éderson will be a rough diamond, says Scribs. I'm going to go 50-50. I think it's pretty 50-50 in the live chat. A lot of people are saying yes. A lot of people are saying no. If one of my moderators could do a poll in the live chat, that would be great. Thank you for the House White Wind. Very much appreciated. Thank you for that gift. We will see on the pre-season. Yeah, the pre-season is going to be very important. Thank you for the slow motion as well. Very much appreciated. We need water too. Can I be a mod? Unfortunately, I've actually run out of mods now. To be fair, I can't add any more. But yeah, if we could do a poll, that would be great. Elliot Anderson was the best. Yeah, everyone, please tap the screen, drop a follow. We're going to be live for 2 more minutes. Can't wait till the Premier League is back on. The fixtures are out in 2 weeks. And I'm really, really excited for the fixture release. We might even go live and react to it because the fixture release is always quite a big day. So let's see what happens. But yeah, we've got the Éderson here we go from Romano. He's the first midfield signing of the summer. He's our first signing of the summer window as well. And the window's not even open yet. It's not open till the 15th of June. So we've got the first midfielder in. Who's it going to be next? Is it going to be Mateus Fernandes and Tonali? Will it be Mateus Fernandes and Alex Scott? Will it be Alex Scott Tonali? Will it be Paliba Tonali? Will it be Paliba Alex Scott? Will it be Tchouaméni Tonali? I mean, for me, I would love Tchouaméni Tonali. That would really, really excite me. I would love Tchouaméni and Tonali, and maybe just go and get Mateus Fernandes for the sake of it. And then you've got Bruno Fernandes, Mainu, Éderson, Mateus Fernandes, Tchouaméni and Tonali. That midfield 6 would be OMG. That midfield 6 would be fantastic. It would be a fantastic midfield 6 if you got all them in. But yeah, let's hope this works out for Éderson. I think everybody is going to back him. Welcome to Manchester United. Welcome to Old Trafford. Welcome to the greatest football club of all time ever. I think everybody's going to welcome him with open arms. We all really, really hope this guy works out. And we really, really hope he has a successful Manchester United career. We're all going to back him. We're all going to stand by him through the defeats, the ups, the downs, the wins, the draws. We're all going to back him. And we will be there supporting him as well. I just want to say a massive shout out to everybody here. We are going to leave it there. Thank you for all the gifts and the gifters, the 3,400 likes, all the new followers. Remember to drop those follows, tap the screen. Éderson is here we go to Manchester United. Our first signing of the summer, our first new midfield recruit to Michael Carrick's team for next season. My hope is now we go and get Tonali, Tchouaméni and Fernandes. But I think realistically it's going to be Fernandes and Tonali. That is what I think is going to happen next. But before you guys go, tap that screen, drop a follow. Éderson is here we go to Manchester United, our first midfield recruit of the summer, our first signing of the summer, and I don't think this is going to be the last. Let's hope it's going to be 6 or 7 signings in the summer for Manchester United for Michael Carrick's team next season. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You guys are legends. You guys are legendary. Éderson to Manchester United. Here we go.